Good morning, everyone, and welcome to WellSprings. We have a wonderful service planned today. We have our very special Wild and Precious Life, where we hear from members of our congregation. We also are welcoming new members today. We have cake after service, so this is just going to be a good one. My name is Julie. My pronouns are she and her, and we're going to start off with some singing. So please rise, whether in body or in spirit. And this song, if you've been here well, you've heard it before. It's written by Rodney Whittenberg.
With this wild and precious life.
Please take a seat for our next song.
There are no countries, there are no signs. I don't know why we draw these lines. I don't know why you see here, but there's nothing separating us. Your life is small, you know you could. If nothing else, do something good. Don't tell me why it won't make sense. Please don't tell me who God is. See, I was hoping that I could tell. Maybe I'd find out for myself. My life is small, you know I could. If nothing else, do something good. Goodness too, are you afraid? Every day, building barricades to keep out the shadows of the sun, to hide yourself from everyone. Your life is small, you know you could. If nothing else, do something good. Imaginary reasons why. The flood, the ache, the fear inside. I know it hurts a little bit, but aren't you still in love with it? Down here, this world is borrowed and incomplete. Its dreams are startled into the stream, tenderly waking like a child. Another new day, born inside. Your life is small, you know you could. If nothing else, do something good. Your life is small, you know you could. If nothing else, do something good.
Please rise, whether in body or in spirit, and do sing along.
brotherhood of man, or whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on?
Let me hear ya.
And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I try, oh my God, do I try all the time in this institution, and I pray, oh my God, do I pray every single day for a revolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, ooh, ooh. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination.
Hello? Oh. How about that band? Welcome to WellSprings, both those here in Bell Hall and everyone joining us online this morning. My name is Rodney Whittenberg, and my pronouns are he and him, and I am honored and blessed to be leading you in our worship service today. Each week when we gather, we light a chalice as a symbol of our shared spiritual heritage as Universal Unitarians or Unitarian Universalists. Sometimes we even get it backwards. It is not just the symbol of what's past, but what is present, that divine spark, that inner light that shines from the heart of each of our lives. As we light this chalice, may we share our light with each other and with the world. Anyone, any age may sign up in advance to be our chalice lighter. Just use the link at the bottom of the WellSprings weekly newsletter. And we've invited Patrick to come up and please give him a round of applause. Welcome him back. It's so great to have him here. So Patrick's going to light our chalice, and when he has, we'll say the words up on the screen. And we say, we light this chalice to celebrate the path lit before us, the warmth of kindness that shines from within us, and the wittiness of wisdom that shared between us and never goes out. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Good. Yeah. So, our mission here at WellSprings is to be a community charged full with the charge of the soul. And what has got me charged is our capacity to change who we are. Some of you may not believe this, but I am someone who has a lot of negative talk in my head. There's constant, you're not doing it right, you're not doing it good, and you're not blah, blah, blah. All that negative talk. And I have committed, after years and years of work and also years and years of being here, I finally made the commitment to a no tolerance for negative talk. It is very difficult, it is very hard, but if it was hard, then everybody would do it? No. If it was hard, then we should stop doing it. It sometimes means that we have to just work harder. And it is awesome to see what happens when you're able to quell that negative talk and what you're able to, I won't say do, because I'm always a doer, but how I feel. And also how I'm able to change the way I interact with people. I find if I'm kinder to me, I'm actually kinder to the people around me. And so, very simply, not a long talk today. I won't go on like I usually do and blah, 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 blah. It's just simply be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And that's what's got me charged. This morning, I would like to especially welcome any newcomers. If this is your first time or second time with us, we are so glad you're here. Our belonging team is here to help you feel at home, and you can look around, and they're wearing the yellow ribbons, belonging team. Raise your hand. So if you're new, walk up and say hello to these people, and they will be glad to welcome you even more than you already are welcome to our community. They can also help you and direct you to the bathrooms that we have over here. We have both gender and gender-neutral bathrooms available. We also have a virtual connection card available for you to let you know who we are and how to keep in touch and what we can do to make sure you feel entirely welcome. Anywhere in this room, or you see a QR code or a link online to the connection card. And if you're watching from home, there's a link to the card in the description below the video. If you would like to interact with folks who are joining online this morning, there is a live chat available on YouTube. You'll need a YouTube or Google account to sign in, or just click on the live chat on the button and say hello. Hello, everybody online. Finally, you can always find out more information about today's service as well as our upcoming events and news by scanning our QR code available on the welcome table just in front of the doors as you walk in on Bell Hall. And now, for our announcements for this week, I will turn it over to our engagement coordinator and my favorite part of the service, Beth Trendle.
Good Good morning, WellSprings. My name is Beth Trandle, and this is Ellie Trandle, and we're here with your announcements for today. Over here, you'll find a QR code that you can scan at any point during these announcements for more information. Today after service, we have a lot of different events going on. There's something for everyone. At the back of Bell Hall after service, we'll be making holiday cards for cheer ambassadors to distribute to several communities throughout our area. We also have a Justice Works team meeting that will be taking place in room 7, which will be over to your left up the stairs. And then finally, we also have an OWL information session for those who missed the previous information session. You can find Carol Breslin or the facilitators of OWL, Bev or Paul, to get more information. You'll also notice in Bell Hall that we have a Christmas tree set up. It's that time of year again where we will be helping residents of Kate's Casa with gifts for the holiday season. You can select an angel from our angel tree, purchase the gift, and bring it back on any coming Sunday. We have new merchandise in our online store hosted through the website Bonfire. You can check out all of the cool things on that website. We have some delightful holiday ornaments as well as nice cozy gear for this chilly weather that's come upon us. Today's snack is provided by the Belonging Team in support of all of the new members joining WellSprings. Welcome to WellSprings, everyone. That's all for today. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it. At WellSprings, the foundation of all we do is rooted in the power of connection, of making space in our hearts and in our lives for each other. This is the part of our service where we honor that connection by greeting one another. We recognize our community presence well beyond these walls, so feel free to take a moment now to connect and share our greeting in the live chat, or maybe say hello in WellSprings Oasis or the private group on Facebook. For those of us here in Bell Hall, a reminder, please ask before hugging or approaching closely. And if you prefer to keep your distance from others for any reason, just stay seated. That'll be the cue to give you a friendly wave from afar. With gratitude and for all the ways we might connect, please greet one another now. Thank you, everyone, for those warm greetings. Those here in Bell Hall are invited to continue your conversations over snack right here after the service. And right now, I'm going to turn things over to Lee, where we are going to, I believe, welcome our new members. Lee?
All right. Good morning, everybody. So here at WellSprings and in our spiritual tradition more broadly, membership is a free choice. Joining a community of faith is not something that we compel or obligate. It's not based on a fear of punishment or hell or anything else. And the fact that it is a free choice to join our spiritual community makes it even more meaningful for me whenever anyone decides to make that commitment. They are choosing this. They're choosing to give their time to this community, their money to this community. their presence and energy to being here among us and supporting this place. And so it is always an honor, and it is an honor today to welcome, I think, 8 new households to membership here at WellSprings. So I am going to call the names of our new members, and I'll invite you all to just kind of stand and line up. You don't have to be perfect or pretty. Line up here, and Jen is also going to come forward. Jen has some gifts that she's going to give everybody as you come up here. Our first household is Canny and John Brahms. Where are they? I saw them. There they are. Welcome. Then we have Matthew Goldstein. There he is. Next is Alex Howard and Lena Ziegler. Then we have Tracy King and Gavin King. We have Amy Kleppinger and Bee. There they are. We have Lori Paul, who I think liked that third song. Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Susanna Sinclair. Here. Let me take the extra, because I'm going to show you what's in here. So we have a little welcome gift for all of you. And there are 2 things in this bag. So I'll invite you to pull out one thing that's in here. It's this packet of seeds. So seeds are symbolic of a lot of things, obviously, right? We give you this gift as a symbol of your own spiritual lives. We all have a spiritual life inside of us. It's part of the full picture of who we are. And for some of you, this is a seed that you have been tending in other places, perhaps even in other faith traditions, or in other ways throughout your life. For some of you, you may be planting this seed of a growing, rich spiritual life for the first time here in our community. But either way, we give you this as a symbol that we hope the spiritual life inside you will continue to flourish and grow for the time that you're here. We also give it to you as a symbol and reminder of what this community will share with you, because we know that seeds can grow out in the wild, right? But when they are in a container, they are safer, they are supported and cared for, and there's an intention behind that growth that's a little different than just scattering them out where the foxes or the hawks might get them. What are some things that seeds need to grow? Who has an idea? Sun, water, love, dirt. The oxygen and air. So we need sun, right? And that is one of the things that I hope that this community will provide to you is sunlight, is brightness, is light on a dark day. We also need water, right? Refreshment. Water also symbolizes the tears that we shed sometimes. And that is part of this community as well. I hope that this place will be safe for you to cry whatever tears you might need to cry, whether they are being moved, happy tears on a Sunday morning, or bringing the difficult parts of your life to share with us. What else did I hear? I heard water and sun. Dirt. Life is messy. And I hope that this is a place I hope you've already seen, and I hope it continues to be, where you can show up as your imperfect selves, where you do not need to present a squeaky clean image, but you can be who you are. All right. There's a second gift in this bag. Now, all right, for longtime WellSprings members, how many of you here in this room are longtime members of WellSprings, or you're just established members of WellSprings? What is the second gift we usually give out to our new members? That's right. So usually, in the past, many of you have at home a stuffed Energizer bunny that is a symbol of the charge of the soul that we share. I am sorry to tell you that it has finally happened as we knew it would someday. The Energizer Corporation no longer sells or manufactures stuffed bunnies. In fact, if you have one at home, be aware that you could be selling it on eBay right now for $45 to $50 a pop. And they are listed with product descriptions that say things like vintage 1996 Energizer Bunny. So, from the 1900s, yes. So, we are going to have to dream up something new and unique that is just for WellSprings to give to our members. But in the meantime, we do have a second gift for you today, which is a really lovely gift, a copy of our denomination's tiny little book, the UU Pocket Guide. And it is a small book, but it is full of really big and beautiful reflections that are written by different authors about the meaning of our faith tradition, the way that we gather together, the way that we show up for our values in public. And three of the different chapters in this book are actually written by people with connections to WellSprings. So there's a chapter on our shared ministry that is written by the Reverend Cheryl Walker, who preached at my installation service in September. There is a chapter on our work for social justice, which is written by the Reverend Elizabeth Wynn, who, if you were here 10 years ago when I was ordained, she led the blessing, the laying on of hands. And there's a chapter on our roots and our history that is actually written by one of my seminary professors, Dan McCannon. So this book is connected to us in lots of ways, and I hope that it will be a source that helps to refill and recharge your spirits when they need something. So to complete our new member welcome ceremony today, I will now invite all of you who are current members of the congregation to repeat these words after me. We welcome you today as full members of our congregation. We are so glad you're here. This place is yours now, just as much as it is ours. We ask that you care for it, so it can be here one day for all of our children. May this beloved community always be a place where you can belong. Please join me in welcoming our newest members with a round of applause. You can have a seat. Thank you. Thank you, Candy. Yeah, have a seat. And I'll invite Rodney to come back up for our time of generosity, I think is next.
Yay. I always love it when we get new members. It's awesome. I invite you now into our time of generosity and opportunity to express our gratitude for the commitment to the ways that this community has an impact on all of our lives. We sustain WellSprings now and into the future through our contributions. If you would like to use your phone to give from anywhere, just text WellSprings to 73256. It's also as easy and convenient to automate your giving on Realm. Our belonging team will be bringing hats around for those who wish to donate by hand. You can also drop a check in the cash donation box into the box in the rear near the front door on the welcome table. Thank you for all the ways your gifts support WellSprings. Our offering will now be greatly received. Having shared the energy between us and giving beyond us, let's take some time now to ground and reground into that deep and soulful energy that is within. We do this by doing what is most simple and elemental in our lives. We take a breath, inhaling and exhaling without rush or hurry. All we have to do is breathe in and breathe out. There's nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be. So let us cultivate peace and experience presence together. As we move into our time of mindful silence, we follow the words of Thich Nhat Hanh. If we want to enter heaven on earth, we need only one conscious step and one conscious breath. Wherever it is that you are, whatever it is that you're doing, however it is that we are feeling, let us remember that peace and presence are always as close to us as our own breath. May this be so for you this day, may it be so for this moment, and may it be so for all of us in the days to come. And now I just want to remind you all that this is a all ages service, and there is care for the little ones. And now I'd like to invite the band back up on stage for our next song.
Please rise for our next song.
Feels like the worst year is always the one you're in. Haven't heard a hallelujah, but I ain't been listening. I've looked every direction for a good way to climb out. Maybe my reflection's the only one who can help me now. Change of weather, it'll make it better. And when it finally does, it'll feel like water in the desert. Yeah, I know tomorrow's gonna come, preaching to a choir of one. It's taking me a while, I'll get there soon. Yeah, I got friends around, plenty of hands
too busy. They've been here the whole damn time. Sweet decider's calling. Love was never lost. It's just waiting for my footsteps to finally come across it, even if I'm crawling. Yeah, I know tomorrow's gonna come, preaching to a choir of one. It's taking me a while, I'll get there soon. Yeah, I got friends around, plenty of hands held out, but I'm still the one who has to choose to carry me through. Yeah, carry me through. Yeah, I know tomorrow's gonna come, preaching to a choir of one. It's taken me a while, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Yeah, I have friends all around, plenty of hands held out, but I'm still the one who has to choose to carry me through. Yeah, yes I will. I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get there to carry me through.
How about that band?
And Rodney's new keyboard.
Oh, and Rodney has a new keyboard, apparently. So this is our 19th Wild and Precious Life Sunday at WellSprings. We're very clappy today. Yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. I love it. This is a tradition that we have honored every single year since our founding, on the weekend before Thanksgiving. Yes, it is the weekend before Thanksgiving. If that's news to anyone, I apologize. This is a tradition where, in our community, we invite people from across the many different decades of life to all answer the same question. The question, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? That question is taken from the very last line of a poem by the writer Mary Oliver. It's a poem called The Summer Day. So before we welcome our 4 speakers for this year, who range in age all the way from the mid-teens to the early 70s, before we do that, I will read to you all the text of that poem. This is The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan or the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass and is eating sugar out of my hand. The grasshopper who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now I watch as she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. And now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what prayer is, but I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to live idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I will invite our first of 4 speakers to start us off, Zoe Weber. Zoe's going to be speaking for our kids and our teens. Go ahead, Mike. Thanks, Zoe.
Hi, my name's Zoe, Zoe Weber. I'm 16 years old, and I use she, her Test. I was a little loud. Ready? Testing. House. Turn the house down. It's literally loud here. I heard that. I heard somebody. And you just did. No, thanks. Ready?
Big round of applause for Mike, huh? Before I get started, I just got to shout out the band. That last song was a bop. All right. Good morning. Oh, come on. Good morning. There we go. All right. No, that's fine. Oh, yeah, I think so. Can everybody hear me? Cool. All right, let's go. All right, so when Lee initially asked me if I wanted to be a part of this service, my mind went back to an essay I wrote in my senior year of high school. And the topic was, what do you want to be in life? Which is, pretty loaded and open-ended to ask an 18-year-old. I didn't know how I wanted to be. But most students in my sixth period English class, they had it figured out, but I had no clue. I remember cursing my teacher, Mr. McCall, for asking such a question. I racked my brain all week until I finally came up with an answer. And presentation day came, and your standard answers were given. Most students wanted to be doctors, lawyers, teachers. Some wanted to be social workers, pharmacists, entrepreneurs, the works. But me, I didn't want any of that. I wanted to be Adam Lazzara of Taking Back Sunday. He was the coolest. He was a great songwriter whose words would speak to my angsty emo soul. He could swing the mic around on stage like nobody else, and he had the greatest hair. I mean, look at this guy. You guys laugh, but I want you to know I got an A on that essay. So flash forward 20 years. Obviously, I never became the lead singer of a world-renowned rock band. I do, however, have a better understanding of what I want to be in life. And that's pretty simple. I just want to continue to be me. The same person I've always been in life. Someone who loves with their whole heart, who sees and knows that love is love, wears their heart on their sleeve day in and day out, especially on those tough days. Someone who gives back. Someone who continues to light up the room when I walk in. So here I am, staring down another question that can be looked at as open-ended and loaded. The ghost of Mr. McCall strikes again. What do I plan to do with my one wild and precious life? This time, however, I don't need to rack my brain. I know exactly what I want to do with this life. Now, if you know me, you know that this has been a rather up and down year for my family and I. This time last year, I had lost my job of 6 years, and in that same week, we lost our family dog. It was pretty much the worst week ever. But even through all that, I still got up, I pushed through, I kept going. I wasn't going to let this destroy me. Until it did. The darkness I was living in took complete control of me, and on February 11th of this year, I attempted to take my life. I just felt so lost that this was the only option to make everything go away, to make everything better, make everyone happier. And in doing so, I almost lost not just my life, but the two most important people to me. Shout out Caitlin and Nate. I just lost the sight of the good in life, of hope, of faithfulness, trust, everything. But I'm here to tell you that that wasn't and it never will be the answer. There is and always will be a reason to get up and fight those demons, to keep going, to stay, to hold on. You know, two words that inspire me to keep going are love and kindness. I hold both of them close to my heart. These words are what drive me to move forward every day. And in this past summer, I got the lyrics to one of my favorite songs tattooed to my wrist. It reads, "I am not afraid to keep on living. I live and breathe those words every day. They motivate me to keep going. They're a constant reminder of how I want to spend my wild and precious life. You know, mental health is one of the largest known diseases in the world today, and I want to continue to be an advocate for those who suffer like myself. I want people to come to me and know that without judgment, I will be there and I will listen and I will care for them. If you are one of those people who suffer like myself, I just want you to know that it's okay. We're here. You are loved. It is okay to not be okay, and please stay with us. Continue to be here. It took an incredible act of love, patience, forgiveness, time, and encouragement from this community and my loved ones to get me out of the darkness which I was living in. And I will carry everyone's outpouring of love and support with me forever. So to answer the question, what do I plan to do with my wild and precious life? I'm going to continue to wake up. I'm going to put my feet on the floor. I'm going to breathe the fresh air that I'm grateful for. I'm going to feel loved, and I'm going to give it. I'm going to be a lending ear. I'm going to love deeply. I'm going to be faithful. I'm going to help others. And I will continue to share my love with this world, with my family, and with this wonderful and beautiful community that I am forever thankful to be a part of. Thank you.
Hi, guys. Let's do a little love setting. I'm an accountant by training. By accountant standards, I'm a bit antisocial. I'm a bit nerdy. So, let's lower the bar a little bit there. Yeah, publicity not my strong point. This thing keeps moving. And as far as wild goes, sometimes I do use Google Sheets instead of Excel, get a little carried away. So, that's how we get along. One of the reasons I'm up here is not because I wanted to be a great plug speaker, because I think we need all the different voices of the community here. It's not the most exciting story sometimes, but it's not, it's me. I do love being in this place because it's some place I get to be myself. Much to what Lee was saying before, it's a very welcoming place. It's a place where we can all be our own wild and precious selves, and there's not a lot of places like that out there. And it's really good to be here a lot of times. For me personally, I grew up a lot. And when I was growing up, I was more on the edge of things. Didn't really fit in very well. But nothing too crazy. Not like on the edge of things. I'm a straight white guy in a straight white guy's world. It's, nothing too dramatic. But I didn't fit in. Definitely felt a lot of times isolated. A lot of times, even with friends and stuff, didn't quite, feel like part of things. And it was kind of tough. It was kind of weird growing up. I was bright. I liked to take things apart, learn how to do things. But I also kind of figured out pretty early on, school wasn't so much about learning, at least at that point in time. It was more about doing what you're told, giving the answers they wanted to hear, that kind of thing. And I acted as somebody who thought that way, which had some mixed results, a lot of ups and downs. I managed 1 year as in engineering and science to both be on the school math team and be in remedial math. So it was pretty clear my grades weren't tied to whether I was good at math. It was kind of strange. But yeah, it was definitely a strange time. It was kind of weird. I think I framed as one of those old soul kids. And really, that just didn't really understand, honestly, what's really happening. It didn't understand society. It didn't understand, what was really supposed to be happening, I think, in a lot of ways. It made life a little bit tough. And I didn't understand at the time, I think a lot of my frustration and depression at that time were just tied to the world around me not making any sense. And it was just stupid. I don't know where to put it, at least to me as a kid, And honestly, even now, I still feel that way a lot, but it doesn't make me happier, it doesn't make the world a better place to really approach life with that attitude. And I just didn't really understand that. And even to this day, I find myself slipping into frustration and anger and depression over stupid things. Sometimes the client not understanding what I'm trying to tell them. Sometimes it's the dealing with our cracked up healthcare system. It's dealing with, little things sometimes. And I let it spin me right out of control. And it's not a great way to go through things. It could have been worse. I was depressed, but I never got to the point of being suicidal. I drank a lot more than an average high schooler should, but I didn't get my dad's alcoholism. I did know some kids who wound up in juvie, but I never went over that kind of line. I sort of, stayed on the right side of that line. And so I wasn't doing great, but I wasn't doing anything irreversible harm, And I joke about it, but angry and frustrated and spiraling and always being sort of, I think in the back of my mind, always frightened of what happens if I don't fit in well enough in society. Because kind of understanding that, things like food, shelter, family, they depend on, society saying you're useful. So I do worry a lot more than I should about that kind of stuff. I'm doing really fine in my job and stuff like that. There's something in the back of my head. And I know I get it mostly from my mom. She had my kind of problems my kind of problems in steroids. She got them a lot worse than me. And she never really dealt with them, never really got to terms with them. And it's kind of sad right now, seeing this time of her life that she's still going through this kind of stuff. And it's tough, but I got lucky. I met a Tony early in life. Honestly, it's kind of weird. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to find anybody, even though I was very young at the time. But I don't think I got along well with most of the women I was meeting in the world, and most of them weren't looking for somebody like me, so it didn't seem too likely. I kind of assumed if I met anybody, it'd be from another country. Tony, I think I've realized, and aside from being brilliant, because I didn't need somebody smart to hang out with, growing up black in America it's almost like being from another country. It's a very different perspective. It puts you in a different spot. And it made it easier to talk to her, not because I shared the experience, because obviously I don't, but she wasn't coming from the same place as everybody else I was talking to, and she was open to things being different and to, getting to know me. And she looked inside, and she thought I had a good heart. She was a nice person. Once I got my life back sort of on track and back in college, we got married and stuff. And it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. I still have my times, and she has this deep well of patience to deal with me. And I know sometimes I draw it almost all the way down. But we get through, and somehow she fills it back up again and is ready for another round. And I'll just always be so grateful for having her around to help me get through and try to move on. Along the same lines, I sort of think it was life before and after Tony. I think of life before and after Brian. Tony has helped me persevere. She's helped me get through. She's been that connection in life. And my son Brian, he gives me sort of hope that things can be better. I think I was so worried about passing on these family traits to him. Me acting like my mom, my brother, my sister, not as much as me, but definitely have similar kind of issues, and all of our spouses. When we start acting up, say, you're starting to act like your mother. And we snap back and realize that's not healthy and try to be better. And, he has grown up to be so much more chill, so much more calm and accepting of life. It's good to know that things can change. These things don't have to be generation after generation. It's nice to know things can get better. And and then I think before and after Tony, before and after Brian, and now I'm at a before and after Ireland point in life. We moved over there last month. It's kind of weird. I think I don't necessarily fit in there, but I come closer to fitting in there. Something about the way their history has made them much more accepting of the fact that life is kind of crazy and things are kind of broken through years of colonial rule and turmoil and everything. They've sort of developed a national attitude that they have to roll with things, you know? They have to go along. You can go make the best of it. Love those that are closest. Do what you can to help those that need it. And having other people around, I'm hoping rubs off me some more and I can actually get to the point where I can act that way. Things I want to take away, like concerns of wild and precious life. I was lucky, ran into the right people at the right time of life. Tony and some other folks really helped me get online, back online. If you find yourself in the same kind of point where you aren't feeling great about life, don't do what you, I mean, everybody's going to say it, and if you're like me, you probably not pay attention, but if I can reach one person that says, hey, you know what, that rings a bell with me, I should also see a therapist, reach out to some people, do something to try to get out of this, then it feels like a good thing for me to get up here. If you are in a good place, you've got prosperity, or you have stability so you can be an anchor for somebody, if you can, you know, have that mental fortitude to hang out and make things better for other people, then do that also, you know. Some people have, some people need, you know, and different aspects of life. And overall, just a place like like I said before, WellSprings, few and far between places like this. It's a place of acceptance. It's a place where people can find what they need in life sometimes. Helping hand, a kind word. For some reason, I don't understand why, a hug. Some people like a hug. I don't understand that, but, you know, each their own. And just lastly, something else I got from WellSprings. I think not too long after I got here, Ken told me to look at and work with the Serenity Prayer, which is the please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And even though he has some questionable taste in sports teams, in this one he was on target. And I'd like to hopefully people can take that away. Thanks.
Thanks, Julie. I think so. Don't you just love all these stories? Best Sunday of the year. So, my name is Mary Elsaya. My pronouns are she and her. And I represent the 70s decade that I just began last December. And although I think of myself as much younger. But when I look back at my life, I marvel at all the changes that transpired and caused me to evolve into the person I am today. The place of my birth, my spouse, my beliefs and passion, and search for truth, and my tenacity all played a part. My precious life began in South Dakota, where I was born and raised near the beautiful Black Hills. I had loving parents, 3 older brothers, and a younger sister. I was influenced by that state's conservative philosophy and my family's Lutheran and evangelical religious beliefs. In a little town of Newell, South Dakota, where I grew up, there was some diversity that helped me plant a liberal seed of inclusion of the other. I attended school with gay teens, Mexican immigrants, Native Americans, and families of Pakistani and Iraqi origins. It was in kindergarten that I became friends with Majid, my husband, who, as many of you know, was born in Mosul, Iraq. And although Majid's family moved back to Iraq when he was 11, our mothers remained friends, and I sometimes wrote letters to Majid, sending him car brochures, guitar music, anything that would interest a teenage boy. Singing and music has always been a part of my life. I grew up in a musical family. My mother's family made up a good portion of the Lutheran choir, and that included my grandparents and their 12 children. At the age of 7, my sister and I sang a duet in that same church for my grandparents' 50th anniversary. Christmas celebrations at my grandparents' always included singing carols around the piano with a portion of my 50-plus cousins. My siblings and I sang together as well as played our instruments on many occasions. In high school, I was selected for all-state chorus and felt the exhilaration of participating in a large choral group. A shared interest in music was part of what attracted me to Majid. Majid returned to the U.S. from Iraq to attend college. At that time, we both attended the same evangelical church. We both played in the church band, sang in the choir, and I often sang to his guitar accompaniment. I loved the lively church music, but both of us had begun to question that evangelical doctrine, and that only this church had the truth, and only those that believed their truth would make up the 144 Christians to be resurrected to heaven to serve with Christ. Whew. Also, the doctrine that the husband is the head of the wife, and the wife must obey him was definitely something I could not accept. And so, when Majid and I got married at the age of 22, I insisted on leaving out the obey portion of that old traditional vow. Before marriage, I had received a cosmetology degree and started my own beauty salon. That helped to support us both as Majid finished his engineering degree, after which we moved to San Francisco. We left our family's evangelical beliefs behind, and I started to search for my own truths. I was developing my own self-worth as a woman. After all, I had started and successfully ran my own business. Majid's San Francisco job then transferred us to Pennsylvania, and he encouraged me to attend college. So I decided to switch careers. I learned that I was really good in math. I had never been encouraged before. I attended full-time for 2 years and then worked full-time in an IT department. While I finished my remaining classes in the evening, it was difficult and exhausting, and I could not stop even a semester because I knew if I did, I probably wouldn't start back. So I even attended classes when I was pregnant, taking courses that were less taxing. And my religious and philosophy teacher only saw me when I was pregnant. But what a sense of accomplishment when I received my BS in computer science, and to be the first in my immediate family to attend college. One highlight in my IT career was as the project manager for a natural language speech recognition project, for which I received an International Stevie Award at Las Vegas for best use of technology. That might be a little techie for some of you guys, but no, that's all right. My project team also received our company's Presidential Award for Excellence in 2018. That speech recognition system was more successful than anticipated and resulting in a return on investment in 1 year. It's in PA where we found Unitarian Universalism. We hadn't attended church since we left South Dakota, but when our children was young, we began searching for a spiritual community, one that was inclusive of other cultures and beliefs and did not condemn Muslims to hell. We found a wonderful UU community in Pottstown that was mostly lay-led. There I received an understanding of UU principles, partially by teaching religious education to the children. So I became a UU for my children, but soon discovered that I needed a spiritual community too. I began looking for a community with a minister that would feed my soul and help me to become the best I could be. We visited WellSprings, and I've now been a member for 12 years. Being an introvert, I don't really enjoy or feel comfortable being in front of people, but I do feel comfortable doing the work behind the scenes to help build our community. I have been board treasurer, board president, and part of the team that transitioned WellSprings from its CEO model to a shared ministry model. I was here to celebrate our founding minister, Ken Belding's ministry, as well as Reverend Lee's ordination and installation. I'm currently part of the Stewardship and Leadership Development Ministries. I will always participate in some way because I am passionate about our mission and vision, and I have received inspiration and joy tenfold. Music still plays an important part in my life. It helps to lift my spirit, manage stress, and keeps my heart soft. Our WellSprings band is a huge inspiration to me. I'd love to share a favorite musical memory, which was playing trombones with my teenage son in a high school musical. My friend was looking for musicians to play in the pit orchestra, so I twisted Ryan's arm, and he finally agreed, but only if he could be first chair. And of course, I agreed, and we had a blast. I am forever grateful that I have a loving and supportive relationship with my husband. I was married at age 22. We've now been married for 48 years. I contribute our success to a strong commitment to our marriage, having shared goals and visions, and supporting and encouraging each other to grow and to become the best we can be. I now enjoy retirement, my book clubs, taking long walks, gardening, traveling, concerts, and spending time with friends. And best of all, spending more time with my son, daughter, and son-in-law, and my 2 grandsons. I'm so proud my children have embraced Universalist values and in their own way are making the world a better place. Bottom line, in so many ways, my life has exceeded any plans I've made along the way. Would I have done things differently? Probably. But one lesson I've learned in life is that you need to be flexible. And to say it another way, blessed are the flexible, for they shall not get bent out of shape. So I've come a long way from that naive South Dakota girl. I've lived in 3 states, traveled across our country, and to 16 other countries, a Nile cruise being my favorite. I've experienced different cultures and expanded my worldview, gaining new insights everywhere I've been. I want my heart always to be open to new life experiences. I'm not sure what I'll do with the rest of my remaining days, but I hope to live in my 90s like my mother and grandparents. I want to continue to travel and reach my goal to be in all 50 states, so that means a trip to Alaska. And to the best of my ability, I will continue to support interfaith, social justice, and our democracy. Mary Oliver's self-portrait poem is one of my favorites, and it ends like this. Though I'm not 20 and won't be again, but 70. And still in love with life, and still full of beans. And so I enter this new decade of life. I embrace Mary Oliver's philosophy, and also Maria Shriver's view, to use the term pro-aging rather than anti-aging, because it's a privilege to age and to live this wild and precious life.
There we go. I'm going to invite our band to join me back up on stage. And as they do so, I invite you all to join me in the spirit of prayer. God of our lives, giver of each day that we have, when we read any holy scripture, any holy book from any tradition, what we are reading are stories. Every scripture is filled with human stories, stories of people's lives, stories of people trying to make sense of what is happening in the world around them, stories of people trying to make sense of great pain, great joy, stories of people grappling with the tenderness and the vulnerability and the fragility of our days. May we remember that our lives are the very text of scriptures, that our lives, just like people hundreds or thousands of years ago, are honest attempts to make sense of it all, to live through difficulty, to find hope and joy, no matter what surrounds us. May we remember that our lives are indeed holy and beloved, no more so than when we share them with each other. For these prayers I've spoken out loud and for the prayers that each one of us is carrying on our hearts today, we say amen.
Please rise for our final song today. It's a new one, but you'll probably sound familiar.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, even though it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another, it doesn't take any sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just better if you only will. You can play the game, but you cannot hide. This is why they know what you're gonna do with a foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Just do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Let it rain sometime. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Let it rain. Shower the people you love with love. Sometime. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
And now this light may go out, but the source that sparked it is always with us. And together we say, as we release this flame from its faithful service today, we allow the spark in each of us to burn on, to warm our compassion, to fire our delight, and to light our paths today, tomorrow, and always. Friends, thank you for all the ways that you share yourself, for all the ways that you show up and share love, and also for all the ways that you show up imperfect and hurting and just ready to be here. We have cake for you. That's how happy we are. Take us out, guys.